Hello, this is Pastor Micah R. Curry, and this is A Few Minutes for Your Faith, a weekly Christian teaching series meant to inform, encourage, and challenge you in your faith. And today I want to be talking about the enemy's attack plan, the enemy of our soul, Satan, the devil. What's he after? What are his tactics? How is he trying to get at God's people? How is he trying to mess them up? I want to talk about his attack plan with you today. In Matthew chapter 4, you get this picture of Jesus and Satan interacting, and it's a picture of Satan trying to tempt Jesus into doing some things. And you can read about that passage in Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. We're not going to read it today, but what I want to discuss with you are the three names given to our enemy in that passage. You see, when the Bible gives somebody a name, it's not just to inform us of their title, but many times a person's name describes their character. And in looking at these names of our enemy from Matthew 4, we'll get an insight into some of the tactics that he wants to use. The first name given to our enemy for Matthew chapter 4 is this. He's called the tempter. The tempter. Now that's pretty self-explanatory in what that means. He wants to tempt us. He wants to entice us into evil, to do something we shouldn't do. And what's the tactic there? The tactic is distraction. He is looking to distract God's people, to entice them into things that take their faith and focus off of God and put it on something else. He wants to distract us. And many times those things are outright sinful, that will damage and destroy your life, your faith, and in the end lead to death. But if he can't get at some people with those obviously sinful things, sometimes he takes a more subtle approach. Sometimes he will get you so busy that you don't even have time for God. Or he'll make you so proud and self-sufficient that you think you don't even need God. His attempt is to distract us, to take our faith and focus off of God and put it on something else. He is the tempter. The second name given to our enemy from Matthew chapter 4 is he's called the devil. And the devil, the Greek word there is diablo, and it's from two words, dia and balo. Dia means through or at, and balo means to throw. And so the devil literally means to throw at, to throw something at you. And what that means is the devil is one who is an accuser, who throws at you lies, who throws at you mistruths, who throws at you half-truths. He's hurling things at you. He's slandering the name of God, and he's firing these at you left and right. And what's that tactic? It's deception. The devil is trying to deceive us. He's trying to destroy, dismantle, and damage your faith through lies. He's speaking things into your life that are not true. That's his tactic. The devil wants to deceive. The third name given to our enemy from Matthew chapter 4 is this. He's called Satan. And Satan literally means the adversary, the one who opposes you. He gets in the way. It's as if I'm walking down the street, he gets in my way to block me. What that means is anytime you are moving your life somewhere God wants you to go, he is going to get in the way. And what's that tactic? It's division. Division. He wants to divide you from the relationships that will strengthen your faith. He wants to get in the way of you between people and places and areas and times that will make you stronger with God, that will help you to be obedient to God. Anytime God wants you to obey something, he is working to oppose you as an adversary, to divide and get in the way and make it hard for you to do that. What are the enemy's tactics? He's the tempter, he's the devil, he's Satan. He is one who does what? He distracts, he deceives, and he divides. Why does he do those things? Why does he do those things? Because he knows he cannot defeat God's church. Listen to this from Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Our enemy knows he cannot defeat God's church. He cannot defeat God's people. He's not strong enough. So he seeks to distract, deceive, and divide. That is his attack plan. But why is he doing those things? What is he after? Look at Luke chapter 22 with me. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan demanded to have you, that he might sift you like wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned again, strengthen your brothers. Satan is after our faith, just like he's after Peter's faith. He wanted to sift Peter like wheat. And a sifter is something that would separate the wheat from the chaff, just the same way a strainer would separate liquid from a food. He wanted to take Peter, run him through a sifter, have Peter come out this side and leave all of his faith on this side. He wanted to destroy and damage Peter's faith. And Jesus prayed that it wouldn't fail, and that's what he's after in all of us. He can't defeat God's church, but he's going to try to deceive, distract, and divide in order that he may obliterate and damage our faith. And many of us may feel like Peter, because what did Peter do? He denied Jesus 3 times. After Jesus had been arrested and everybody fled and Peter watched from a distance, he denied 3 times, I don't even know this man. I have no idea who he is. The man who he gave 3 years of his life to, who he loved dearly, who he said he would never abandon, now he denied as if he never existed. And that's what Satan wants to do to all of us, for us to live like God doesn't exist, for us to live like Jesus isn't real, to destroy and dismantle our faith by deception, distraction, and division. That's what he wants to do. But know this, just as active as Satan is, Jesus is even more active, for he said to Peter, but I've prayed for you. And maybe you've been living in a way like Jesus isn't real, or you've put your faith to the side, or the devil has distracted you, or maybe he's deceived you into believing something that isn't true, or maybe he's dividing you from God or God's people, or the places where your faith could be strengthened. Know this, Jesus is praying for you. And this isn't the day your faith is going to fail. God is not done with you yet. Satan's attacks may be strong, but my God is stronger, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against his church. And maybe today's the day you pick yourself up and you recognize God's still got something for me. And you will turn and you'll get right and your faith will be renewed. And God will work in your life. And just like Peter, you can turn and strengthen your brothers and you can let others know that God is still working. Look, Satan has an attack plan. He's going to deceive us. He's going to distract us. He's going to try to divide us. But Jesus has not left his church alone. May your faith be strengthened as you realize Jesus has not given up on you, and he's with you through every up and down in this life. I'm Pastor Mike R. Curry, and that's a few minutes for your faith.